All right, y'all. It's your boy Be the Upgrade with another video. So, this is the upgrade commentary. So, I just comment on videos that's either sent to me or that I see. And then we have a dialogue. So, please just like, share, subscribe. Then also go to Pink Book Lessons. Do the same there, as she has great and awesome content that's normally shared. And she's very objective. The same as for me, so I'm not really biased. Men are fucked up just as women are. So please understand that I will take both sides, okay? But let's go on. So right now, I Don't Need a Man crew of 1986, and how their daughters repeated themselves. Now, this is one thing that I've told, and I've spoken to a couple people about this, how there's the inception to the problem. Right? So right now we're dealing with a problem where you hear a lot of women saying they don't need no man. Now, I ain't never hear a man say he don't need no woman unless he's either homosexual, unless he either has a problem with women, but I don't hear men sit there, or he's talking about something that doesn't have to do with her necessarily, which means I don't need you to make me money or to help me make money. I don't need you to help me build this thing, but I do need you for procreation. I do need you for the balance of someone to love me, and vice versa. The harsh and sad reality is that there's an inception. It started from somewhere. And so I'm going to do a series where you're going to watch a couple of videos from back in the day. And we'll watch these videos because this is the inception. This is your mama's. It's my mama. Not necessarily, but my mama. Your mama. These are women in the hood talking. All right, so let's get into it. Again, like, subscribe, share. Please go to Pink Book Lessons as well. She has great and awesome content. Please go look at hers as well. And let's get into it.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One.
Wow. So out of all of the women there, only one. They're laughing, but let's see why, because I don't like to assume. I don't know why at that time in 1986 that you wouldn't want to be with your baby daddy either. But let's hear. Let's hear what they have to say.
The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility.
So let's stop right there. So let's go into women's nature. So I talk about power dynamics, right? The difference between men and women in their nature. I don't care about relationships. Relationships are different. I'm not a relationship coach. I'm not none of that stuff. But if you want to talk about how men and women act, what you can observe, what you can see, what nature has taught us, that's a different thing. So here in her nature, she's really telling you, yo, all this stuff, it's too much. So for me to not only take care of a child, but me to also now have to sit there and take care of this family, that's a lot of responsibility. But what do you think that guy has to do when he has to sit there and he has to now provide for you and that child? Is that not great responsibility for him too? But you see, it's innate in us to go do that. Even though we don't want to do it. It's something about it that gives us the gratification. It gives us the satisfaction of going out and doing the things we need to go do for our family. Going out to produce and going out to provide. And so men will do whatever they got to go do. But you see here, she's sitting there saying, well, it's a lot, like I got my child, but boo-boo, how'd you get that child? You didn't get it by yourself. You stole his seed. Let's be real. I'm going to talk real. That's stealing. Many of you women have stolen people's seeds. You're walking around with a stolen product. That's half yours. Let's be real. Come on. This happened in 1986. We're like 20-something years 20-something years. Well, close.
And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might?
I don't want no man holding me down. I think that I can make it as a single parent. Now, here's what y'all don't know about this time. At this time, the government came in. Go look up the Mahoney Report. Whenever I have arguments about this, women want to sit there and, here's the proof. Go look at the Mahoney Report, because in the Mahoney Report, these women, hear the proof. These women, government asked them, hey, would you rather a man in the house with you and your kids and providing, or would you rather government assistance? And majority of the women, and you can see it here, chose government assistance. So that's the reason why, in order for some women to get certain assistance, the man can't be in the home. So please miss me with that when you're talking about there's a whole bunch of men who don't want to be home. No, he's forced to not be in the house because you want to get that money from the government, because you feel like it's substantiated that the money that the government is more than that man can provide. But in the society that we live in, you either have the people who own the businesses or the people who work for them. And many of the black men work for them. Now in 2021, you're seeing men and you're seeing women develop and create jobs and businesses, but there are a lot of people who are doing things on their own. I'm a CEO, but you're the only employee. Okay. I can do it by myself. Can you really? Can you really? Because look at our society now. If you could do it by yourself, this is just a repeated situation. And it's gonna keep on repeating until we come to the inception and until we make a solution. But unfortunately, a lot of women don't want to do that because they're okay in their chaos. I'm not saying if the shoe don't fit, please don't wear it. Let's keep on going.
Need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Bam. She said it right there. Because I didn't see a man, because my father wasn't home, a male figure is not important. Even though if you're raising a son, it has to be important because he has to see what a man is supposed to be like. So now you're raising your son to be like a girl. Because he doesn't see any male figures. He doesn't see any male substantiation. All he sees is women in your nature. Boys have to see men in their nature, what they do without speaking, how they move. This is important. We observe animals. We're the only ones that talk. Animals, what they do? They observe and watch other animals. Oh, y'all do that? All right, cool. I'm going to step away. We're the dumb ones that have to talk about it and think because people are talking, people ain't lying. Come on, man. Whew.
That clip right there was from a 1986 CBS special hosted by Bill Moyer discussing the state of Black America
to go back to that video
and the vanishing Black family. In this clip right now, you're looking at a group of young Black mothers, none of them married, all of them single mothers, and all of them but one said they did not want to get married to the father of their kid. And as you can see, they did not hold.
Now, another thing. They don't want to get married to the father of their kid. Right? Now, in order for you to get that child, you had to go and be with that man. And this is why I speak for men right now. Because there are a lot of men right now who have kids, or don't know they have kids, or don't have any kids. But there are men right now who have kids. And they don't speak up because they're scared of the ridicule. They're scared of what that woman might say to their child. They're scared of how people might look at them. They're scared of the fact that at the end of the day, this child might look at me in one way. It takes two. There is no way. That sperm is a man's sperm. So unless you went to, and I understand that if you went to the sperm bank, whatever, you got it, then yeah, I could do it bad by myself. But then understand that then don't have no man then come and talk about, oh, well, take care of me and my child. Por qué for why? You made this decision. You made this choice. You made it. And I'm not talking to all women, just those who fit the picture. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't fit, don't wear it. But if you do want to comment and have some feedback and have some talks, please, again, comment on the bottom blue.
back on why it was not a good idea for them to have a two-parent household. One of the young mothers, she said a whole family to care for? It's a lot of responsibility. She also said you don't want that commitment. Another one said she didn't want a man holding her down. And then the last one, she said that male figures are not substantially important in the family. Does any of this sound familiar?
I understand a woman bring life. Y'all don't. So I need a man to be like,
Oh damn! I was way off with the 20. 3 decades later. Listen, man. I ain't a teacher no more, so I'm just chilling. 3 decades later. So now let's see what happens 3 decades later. So these moms, let's say they were in their mid-30s or their 30s. Now they're 60, right? So then they had their children. So now these are the 30-year-olds. These are the 25, 30-year-olds. These are now the children. These are now the girls. Let's see what's said. And then these are also the men. Some who were also raised by these women. Let's see how they react as well.
How y'all get that life, man?
like, what do you mean?
How you get that
We
life?
create.
What do you mean?
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man.
You still need a man.
You still need a man.
So first thing she says is go in the house to get a sperm donor. I still don't need a man. Where does the sperm come from, boo? Whether you get it from the sperm bank or not, it still comes from somebody ejaculating in a cup. It comes from a man. If it came from you, then I would understand why you would say, yes, we don't need you, because then you would give birth to yourselves. And then it would be all understandable. We wouldn't even have to have this conversation. But it's not happening, is it? No, instead, guess what? You need a man. And you are the prime example of a woman who's not going to get a man. Instead, you're going to go to the sperm bank to go get some random person's DNA. Random. You don't even know if it's Saddam Hussein's great-grandson. You don't even know if it's Hitler's or Napoleon's. But you're going to get it anyway. Because you're going to do bad by yourself. And then, after some of you, not all, some of you will then sit there and then ridicule black men for not taking care of you and your child. That's somebody else's baby. You don't even know who the baby daddy is. Literally. Sperm bank? 54% of black men in America, around that number, don't have any kids. No kids. Now I have 3, okay? I have one from my son's mother, and I have one from my previous marriage. Now the marriage one was obviously planned. The first one definitely wasn't. Condom broke. Okay? 2 different scenarios. But guess what? Those are my sperm. Okay? Now, for somebody to sit there and say you don't need a man to procreate, I want to see it. Because this female sounds dumb, but let's keep on going.
See, that's that mentality right there. I don't need a man. You heard her. You heard her. I don't need a man. Like,
you need a physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need
So we know that we need a physical woman to bear the child first. That's why ain't no man sitting there complaining. We don't complain that we don't need a woman to sit there and incubate. We're not complaining about that. That's why men don't say we don't need women. Doesn't make any sense. We need you to make more of us. Duh. Or our species would die. Do we all just want to become extinct? I don't think so. So, somebody has to procreate. I understand. If you want to do it your way, you don't want to deal with men, you've been hurt by plenty of males, that's your business. It's not for everybody, though. But let's listen to these women.
Yeah, I need a physical sperm. Where does it come from?
That's for right now. Give it to
From a man.
I can get it from a hospital.
But a hospital, I can look for a book and find a
And
man.
I can find a womb to hold it in.
and find a surrogates. Then surrogates.
Yes,
You need a
surrogates.
physical man to give you
See,
sperm.
thank you.
You need a physical man.
No, you.
Obviously, people say you have a baby or
Let's just pause that right here for a second. I can go to the hospital to get sperm. So the hospital is now creating sperm. If that's the case, then I understand why we don't need men. Then get it. But it's not happening. So the sperm still comes from a man because he ejaculates inside of a cup and then goes to the hospital, or it's in the hospital, ejaculates in the cup, and then gives it on to the lady. So I don't understand what you're talking about. You sound dumb. But okay, I digress. Let's go to the next clip.
To get married. What is your take on that? Do you want to get married?
You know what? I'm actually not. My mom always was like, you need to stop saying that. But I feel like at my age, I don't really want to get married right now. Like, I feel like that's an even bigger commitment. I don't know. I hate to say like it's
So it's a bigger commitment. It seems to you that a marriage is a bigger commitment than having a lifelong child. Y'all are kidnapping and stealing these men's seats. My young men out there, protect your seed, man. I learned the hard way with my son. Protect your seed, my G. If you love kids, if that's your legacy, protect your seed. Every female that you fuck is your potential baby mama. If you don't like her, don't even mess with her. Because if she get pregnant, stuff like this can happen. You got a whole seed. You want to see your seed flourish. You want to see your seed. That is literally your legacy. And somebody sitting there talking about, well, I don't know if I want to get married to them. Or I don't know if I want to sit there and be with them. This is my baby now. How is this just your baby because you incubated it? Who's the one that gave you the seed to incubate it? Without me and the significance of me, you wouldn't even have your purpose. Do you get that? Come on, man. Yo, y'all men ain't talking for yourselves, bro. Let's go.
Getting married just seems like so much.
I don't have no man, and guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't need no man.
Realized she didn't need a man after 2 babies and 2 baby daddies. So you ain't listen to the first baby daddy? And you see the second baby daddy only saw that you were good and valuable as a mother, watching you take care of your first one, then thought, you know what, fuck, I can come in here, you know what I'm saying? I can see what I can go do. He sits there. He's going to impregnate you. If you a good fit, you look good, you a good mama, yo, I'll do that too. So now he's going to impregnate you, going to see if it works out. But then when you hear that I don't need a man, why then would he have to still stay with you? So now you got his seed. A lot of men leave because they don't feel needed. They don't feel needed. Y'all females is wildin'. I don't need a man. The man hears it. You think that that's okay for him to hear it. Y'all are sitting there talking about this all the time. But let men sit there and say, I don't need a woman. Oh, we strong, independent, we black. Y'all be sitting by yourselves in the house with dogs and cats. I apologize for those who do have dogs and you like dogs and you grew up with dogs. But I'm talking about the women who literally buy dogs and cats now because they're lonely. I don't need a man. I got me and my kids. Then all you know is how to be around other women and how to be around your own damn kids. And you don't even know how to be around a man or even how to deal with one because you can't deal with one because you're still a child. It's crazy.
I'm done.
Can you believe it's 36 years later? Are things about the same or worse? Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to this channel.
Please
click the notification bell for updates. And if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below. And I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you.
My page will get as good as this
thinking
one.
about holding up for no sex, man. You know, if a girl, you know, she get having a baby, carrying a baby, hey, that's on her. You know, I'm not going to stop my pleasures because of another woman.
What about birth control? What about condoms?
Girls don't like them things. They don't like them.
Listen to what he said. Girls don't like them things. He know he gotta wear one, but girls don't like. If I really want to get the poom poom, girls don't like them things. I know the only way to really get what I gotta go get is I gotta go do something stupid. Girls don't like them things, so my dick don't think for me. Girls don't like them. Come on, man. Girls don't like them things. They don't like them. Girls today still don't like them things. Girls don't like them things. They should have birth control for men. Trust me, I'd take that shit any day. But since they don't, we deal with this.
Girl tell you to take them things off. They figure that you saying that they filthy or they dirty or something.
It's been a startling change.
What? What? But this is how they thought back then. Oh, because you think I'm dirty? Take that shit off. Oh shit. Wait, that's a new one. Whew.
In values. 25 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers. The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn.
Copy what they see, repeat what they learn. You don't think this special is sitting there talking about the patterns of what's going to happen, and all they're doing is seeing it. Come on. So now we're going to put this clip up, right? Now we're going to sit there and we're going to expose and show what happened back then. Now you're going to have some who wake up, you know what? Damn, this shit's been happening for 30-something years. You know what? Let me get my act together, because it ain't supposed to be it. Then you're going to have some, well, it's 30-something years later, we still ain't acting like that. It's gotten even worse. But I like the fact that it's a woman who's speaking and who's presenting this, and I'm just commenting on it and not just me, because if it's just me, oh my God, I get the ridicule. Don't you just hate women, and you're a misogynist, and you don't like women? I love women, and I love poom poom. Poom poom I love, and I love women. I just don't like your foolishness. Because you're foolishness. And you guys got to grow up, man. Listen, a lot of y'all, dead ass, the reason why you're getting played, the reason why you're getting abused, the reason why you're getting talked to the way you talk to is because you don't understand a woman's nature. You don't know what they want. Even Homeboy said it, man. And it sounded crazy to say it. Sounded crazy to sit there and hear, yo, by the way, these women don't want this they don't want to feel no condom. They think you dirty. This is real talk.
LaDawn said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual. Half the Black families today are headed only by a woman. Clorinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help.
So she just determined on her own. I could raise a baby by myself. I could do it. This is what a lot of you are determining for your children. You are being selfish, determining it for your children. You're not seeing the repercussions of what happens when your children don't have the father in the home. You just, oh, well, I could do it because my mama did it. That was some toxic shit that your mama did. Let's be real. Toxic stuff your mama did. That's why I like watching Paternity Court. Because Paternity Court be showing you the truth. Now you got some men out there, fuck ass niggas, you know. I ain't gonna lie. We see a female, yo, I'm about to impregnate that chick. We're gonna sit there, we're gonna do that. We got that, we know. That's what we say, that we some fucked up niggas. But on the flip side, you know how many women have lied about paternity? You know how many women have lied about having kids or what the man did or did not do? Come on, man. This is in your nature. It's okay. It's okay. I accept it. I just got to understand it. Move on.
She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all Black children are born out of wedlock.
He was saying in the late 50s, early 60s, it was very common to have 2 parents in the home. Fast forward 25 years later, in 1986, you had at least 50% of the households being led by women. And nowadays it's much worse. It's very apparent that the single parent crisis, it just didn't come out of anywhere. In 2022, women are becoming single mothers at a higher rate. Majority of them still choosing the wrong men to have babies with. Just like the first guy. He was running around sounding like a Ray Ray who didn't care how many women he got pregnant. And for whatever reason, even today, not only are women choosing to lay down with the wrong men, but they keep saying they have no control over getting up pregnant.
This is Newark.
So let's pause there and let's go back to that Nick Cannon thing. So there's the Ray Ray who's sitting there and females don't want that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do what I'm going to go do. You're not even thinking for yourself, bro. You don't even care about your own seed. And this is what we're talking about on the flip side. So you have Nick Cannon, right? Now, I can't speak for Nick Cannon. I don't know Nick Cannon, right? All I know is that Nick Cannon is dying. He has all this money that he's accumulated. And in all actuality, the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply, and that's what he did. So now he has a bunch of cannons somewhere who are now going to push forward and live on his name. Many of you can sit there and be like, that's wrong, that's foul. 1 out of every 200 people are related to Genghis Khan. If Genghis Khan didn't go out and fuck half of the population, a lot of you wouldn't even be here. Okay? So you got to realize that Look at the Old Testament in the Bible. Solomon had 300 wives and concubines. Abraham had such and such and such. But the difference is that they were also community building. That one guy had all those women and they were then supporting, they were helping, and those women supported and helped too. We have a society now, I can do all bad by myself, but you're not understanding the repercussions and the consequences of what you're doing with those kids.
New Jersey, one of America's inner cities. Inner city is a polite name for ghetto, as in black ghetto. Those of us who don't live in the ghetto are brought here usually by television, and usually only when there are pictures to show. But we have to come here if we want to understand those fearsome statistics about the vanishing black family. Now, a lot of white families are in trouble too. Single-parent families are twice as common in America today as they were 20 years ago. But for the majority of white children, family still means a mother and a father. This is not true for most black children. For them, things are getting...
So, still, white people and black people going through the same thing. Difference was, to white people, family still meant father and mother. So guess what? We're going to work together. Even though we might not be together, we're going to work together to come raise this child. Where here it's, I don't need no man, I don't need anyone, but that's also because the underlying truth, they were getting government assistance. And they kept on getting government assistance. You weren't doing it by yourself, boo. Who you think pays the taxes? Men pay taxes too. So even though you're still talking about, oh, I could do it by myself, boo, I'm still paying your taxes to go do what you do in the way that you live. So yes, you still need a man to go take care of you. What? Uncle Biden? Pimp Daddy Biden? That's what your baby daddy is now? Come on. Come on.
Worse. Today, black teenagers have the highest pregnancy rate in the industrial world. And in the black inner city, practically no teenage mother gets married. That's no racist comment. What's happening goes far beyond race. Why then do so many...
See, no racist comment? This is numbers. It's facts. Let's talk about numbers and facts, people.
Teenage girls get pregnant and have children. Why do so many fathers abandon their families? The answers begin with the people here. They told us what happens to family when mothers or children. Fathers don't count, and the street is the strongest school.
That was a very strong statement right there. This is what happens to families when mothers are children, fathers don't count, and the street is the strongest school. Now, the teen birth rate has been declining in the US since 1991, but I still believe the women of the 50s and the 60s, they seem to be a lot more mature, more practical compared to millennials and Gen Z.
That's the reason why also you hear a lot of these people been married 30, 40 years. They're not in our generation. Okay? They had a whole different set of views. The women did, the men did. Nowadays, I can do all bad by myself. But we know that in the economy that we live in now, it takes two. It doesn't take one. And for a lot of you guys, be careful with your seed, man. Because if it takes two now, imagine then you're single. You have a child, and now you got to not only take care of that child, But now you got to also take care of yourself. And that child's not in the house with you. We're going to talk about child support too.
Is the beginning of another school day in Newark, New Jersey. Another day of class for Clorinda Henderson. She is 17 and had hoped to graduate from high school next year, but that was before the birth of her baby.
I dreamed that.
Okay, so she has a child, right? Nobody forced her. Doesn't look like anybody forced her to sit there and have sex. So she chose to have sex. Now back to what that guy said about the whole, oh shit, not feeling good. So if females are sitting there saying, oh, it don't feel good, you really can't trust the man to sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to ejaculate it in you, because that is the best feeling in the world. Don't come in me. What? You think I'm thinking with this head? When you ask me that question while we're having sex with that head, it doesn't make any sense, boo. So you have to be smart enough to know, yo, you know what? Let me think for the both of us right now. And you got to either strap it up if I don't want to have a pregnancy, or not even birth control, because even strapping up or birth control, those things are not 99%. What's 99% or 100% is not having sex in the first place. But obviously, you know, once you have sex, that 50-50, there's a chance of having a child. Chance of having a child. And let's not act like these young girls these days ain't having children. I remember being a camp counselor in New York and having a girl at the age of 11. Talking about that's when she started having sex at 11. And then she got pregnant at 12. Now, mind you, don't get it twisted, man. I started having sex when I was 13 years old. I started having sex when I was 13 years old, okay? It was either drugs, gangs, or sex. And my mama would have beat the shit out of me if I would have been in a gang, or she would have smelled the drugs on me. So the one thing that she couldn't smell was the pussy in my dick. Okay? Sorry, Mom. But anyway, this is reality. But then to say that at 19 years old, I did have my son. But that's another conversation for another time. But you have to understand that a lot of women just want these outside babies. Let me coin that term right now. Outside babies, okay? What is an outside baby? It's a baby who, because she's lonely, because she don't need no man, okay, I'm going to have this child, and this child's going to love me. Now, guess what? Children love parents unconditionally up to teenage years. And then after that, we go through the mode of, I hate you, I don't like you, you get on my nerves, because now we're in our nature. Now we're combating the things that we saw. Some things that we grew up with. It's like, all right, let me go test these things out. Either it don't work or you're a hypocrite with it. These are real things. We don't talk about these things. Let's go through a therapist. The therapist is going to ask you some questions, and that's it. Listen, if you want a life coach, you want some consulting, you want to sit there and speak, please DM me, hit me up. We can go through that right now. But anyway, let's keep on going.
Having a little baby, you can just cuddle in your arms, just hug all the time, kiss on it, smell it, because it's so sweet. I thought it'd be fun. I had
The realities.
Thank you. Man, I didn't even watch this video yet. Thank you. She said it right there, the outside baby. I thought it was going to be fun until that baby is crying in the middle of the night and you can't go to sleep because that baby can't go to sleep either. Until you sit there and you ain't got no money, you can't feed the baby, and I can do it, but you still can do it by yourself? You know how tired a woman is after she gives birth to a baby? Now, my daughters don't remember this, but both of my daughters, after their mother gave birth, at least for the first couple months, she ain't got to wake up. My ex, she ain't had to wake up. Every time the babies cried at night, that was me. That's why I don't sleep now. Every time the babies woke up, I woke them up because she needed that rest, because there was a man there to supplement the rest that she needed. Oh, I didn't have a baby. You gave me my baby, so why not go ahead and take care of that while you go rest, because you already did the job that you did to incubate and create the baby that I have put inside you. But these females want some nice baby. I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun to walk around with the stroller and with the Nike shoes on. And everybody sees my baby with that sweatsuit on and say, oh, your baby's so cute and let me play with him. But when your baby starts shitting on people, that's a problem. When your baby starts acting, when your baby starts crying and doesn't know how to stop, nobody wants to watch that baby. Come on. To be honest with you, y'all fucking them up. Y'all messing these kids up as adults. Y'all not seeing it. You're being selfish. They need their fathers. I'm not saying this because I'm a man. I'm saying it because you can see what happened. Look at it. 30 years later, we still going through the same things. But we ain't talking about it no more because they're done talking about it on national TV. It's like, why? To keep on talking about it when y'all just doing it to yourselves. What did the Willie Lynch letter say? Do it for a generation. They're going to keep on doing it for generations upon generation. We ain't got to do nothing else except do it the first time.
Reality just punched me right in the eye. I like had to pinch myself and see if I was here because I was like, this is too much.
Lorinda was only 15 when she got pregnant with her daughter, Shaquana. She is not unusual. Half of all black teenagers become pregnant. Clorinda has never been married.
Half of all black teenagers become pregnant. Okay? So we're not going to act like teenagers ain't having sex. We're not going to act like, come on, parents who have teenagers now. I wasn't naive to my son not having sex. I had sex at 13. I just hope that my son doesn't have sex at 13 too. I wish it was like at 15, 16. I think it was probably one of those ages. But still. Now I have 2 daughters. Do I want my daughters to have sex when they're 13, 14, 15? No. But if I don't teach them the right way, then they will. And it's going to be another repeated cycle. Like I told my son is 19 now. He has either the option to repeat my cycle or not. But I wore a condom. The condom broke. She just wanted to have a fun baby. It's not cool.
She's still living with her mother at home, where she's raising her baby daughter. Clorinda goes to a special school for dropouts after she takes her daughter to a daycare center. She has 5th grade math skills and reads at a 6th grade level.
When I got pregnant, I said, well, I'm going to have this baby, and she's not going to stand in the way of my education. I'm not going to let no one stand in the way of my education. I ain't going to be like these other girls, just drop out, can't get no job, no money, have to be on welfare.
But you put yourself there, sweetie. But not really, you didn't put yourself there. The society because when you said you didn't need a man to go and help you, now you got to do all this by yourself. You're making that a choice. Then you say, oh, but black men ain't around, so I have to be a strong, independent. You are choosing to be that. And many of you today are choosing to be that and then want men to come out of nowhere and do what? Then have to combat what's in your mind to sit there and say, yeah, I'm here to deal with you and help you, but you don't even want that help from me. No, no, no. Now, those who are simps, yes, that's a term. In a relationship or two, yes, I became a simp. But majority of my life, no. And because I was told this from other people. And when I did tell I was a simp, I took that information, I molded myself, I built myself. Okay, this is what you're not supposed to go do, because at the end of the day, there are things that are important, like your seed. And I didn't realize that with the first one.
Ready. On the vocabulary. Bingo.
Clorinda learned about birth control in sex education courses, but she still became pregnant.
You think it was a mistake?
Well, I'll say no.
I like how she just told the truth.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm taking accountability for my actions. No, it was not a mistake. I know what I was doing.
It wasn't a mistake. You have so many people, both women and men, walking around talking about everything was a mistake. There's no way that we can have these high numbers by mistake, especially when the people of today consider themselves to be more educated than the previous generations.
Because I wasn't on any, birth control methods. Neither was he. And, we were sexually active. And what happened, it just happened.
What happened, it just happened. I didn't take anything. He didn't take anything. So what happened just happened. Yes, we all know that if you don't wear a condom that there's a chance of you to get pregnant. But if a lot of you women know, most of you know, not all, I'm not talking about the victims of certain situations. Most of you pick your baby daddies. Your Planned Parenthood is here, so you go and you terminate the baby that you don't want, but the man that you want, you trying to keep or whatever, it's there. Or when you have your morals checked and, oh, well, I don't believe in abortions now all of a sudden, but you put yourself in this situation. And with Planned Parenthood, those are mothers terminating and murdering babies. This is real life, dude. Let's talk real talk. Not to say that I wasn't involved in it. I'd be real. When I was younger, might have got some females pregnant. Some females went to the clinic. 2 of them, I was like, nah, chill. See, I said 2, which means I could have had more than 3 kids. Because I ain't know no better back then either. I wasn't taught back then either. But then as I started to realize and I started to grow up and I started to mature as a man, my seeds are important. Who I have sex with, it's important. Do I want to have sex with every girl? Not every girl, but majority of them. Because they're sexy. It's just something that's just, I don't even know why I ask God all the time. But to be in foolishness like this, where you're young and dumb, you ain't even asked the guy. So young guys, listen, man, if you're not ready for a child, man, protect that shit. It might sound good. Might sound nice. Sorry about all this right now. Apologize about that. Yeah. But yeah, yeah.
When you think back to that day when you learned you were pregnant, what went through your mind?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna tell my mother. And I'm gonna tell my mother, she gonna make me get up. I was really scared, I think.
Why didn't you want to get an abortion?
Because I wanted his baby.
What did you like about him?
Because I wanted his baby. But you don't want to be with him. That's selfish. So you want his baby, you want his seed, yet he can't have access to the baby, he can't talk to the baby, so you're kidnapping. Yeah, I don't want to hear those terms, yeah. Just saying.
His legs.
His legs?
I got a thing for bow-legged boys.
Bow-legged boy.
I love them. They got some gorgeous legs. I just don't know.
Yes, you heard right. She said that she wanted to have his baby. She had a thing for guys with bow legs. 2 months after she had her baby, she got pregnant by him again. But this time, she said that she couldn't handle a second child, so she got rid of it. Both of them teenagers, both of them living at home with their mothers, no father around. The teen mom, she received welfare, but the money went to her mother. And now the child they had together, she's 38 years old. The woman profiled here, she was a single mother, her mother was a single mother, and her grandmother was a single mother.
Your brother.
Y'all are repeating cycles, man. Cycles. I remember one time I was having a conversation with a lady in the car. So we were talking, we were chilling. She had 3 children, about 3 baby daddies. We were just chilling. We're talking. And she starts talking about how she's independent, her mama's independent, her grandma's independent. And then she kind of got loud. So she got loud. And I looked at her like, oh, this is what you be doing? So you ain't listen to the other 3 men that got you pregnant. And right there, she got checked without nobody having to curse her out, without anybody having to make her feel some type of way. I mean, she did have some feelings, but it was more of, yo, yeah, you know what? If I don't stop acting this way, I am going to be single by myself raising these kids. Because the other 3 daddies wasn't there. So now if there's somebody there who's willing to either impregnate you or take care of these 3 kids, well, you better worship the feet that this guy woke on, because a lot of men ain't willing to go do that. Because independent after independent after independent, it's going to be a cycle. You still want this to be a cycle? Come on. All right, parents who have kids now, do you want this for your children? Let's be honest. Please write that down in the comments or the feedback below. Do you want your children to literally be single and die alone? And if you do, write that down. If you don't, Write it down. Let's have a conversation. Because this is foolishness, and it's been 30 years. Her child is now 38 years old, and let's see. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna see where her child is, but it's the foolishness 3 decades later.
Mother was a single woman with a child. Your mother, a single woman with a child. Now you.
Why is
what is
that
happening?
I really didn't plan on getting pregnant, but if I really had somebody to really sit down and talk to, like really express my feelings to them, I don't think none of this would have happened. And then when it did happen, my grandmother's like, I told you this, I told you this, tell me nothing.
Ah, man. You ain't tell me nothing. You ain't really tell me about men's nature. You ain't really tell me, Grandma, about my nature. Grandma, you ain't tell me that naturally I'm going to be attracted to men, and that at the end of the day, my hormones are going to take over what my mind thinks. Grandma, you ain't tell me that men can sit there and say whatever they want, and whatever they're going to say, they can sit there and take off my panties, and I can't control it unless I'm sitting. Grandma, you didn't tell me. You know what you told me? Don't have a baby. This was going to happen. You don't have. Women teach by talking. Men teach by doing. Okay? Not all, but majority. So don't do that. Men just, don't touch the stove. You know what a men do? Literally, men, you know what a men do? Back in the day. Turn the stove on. Put your hand there. I want you to feel it so you don't touch it again. Let's learn now instead of you having to learn later on. Grandma, you ain't tell me shit. Generations of balls dropped. There are a lot of women now who are talking about their mamas who dropped the ball. Let's have this discussion. These are your mamas. Come on. Y'all don't want to have these because, you know my mama, or this is girl code. If you have children and you want your children to maintain and be better, I want my children to be better than me. I want my son to be better. I want my daughters to sit there. I want my son to have a family. I want my daughters to be married. I want my daughters to have a family, have a husband, have children, and live and grow together. So I'm not teaching them this foolishness that a lot of y'all women out there are doing. And I'm not teaching the men the foolishness of sitting there and either getting your seed taken away because you're a nice guy. Because a lot of times, the reason why a lot of women have children with some of these men is because she knows that you're a nice guy. She knows she's going to take care of this guy. She knows she can't get the guy that she really wants, but she knows that you're going to take care of these children, and some of them have the children with you because of that. They know the man that they really want, but they know that you're going to take care of this child. It's not all women, but it's some like that. Trust me, man, I've been there. That's what was told to me. 19 years old. Oh, I'm keeping you because you're a nice guy and you're a good guy in my life, and I know that you're going to take care of your son. What? So now I'm forced to be a father. So now I had a choice, either to be in my child's life or not to be. Now I could have chose not to be because guess what? That wasn't my choice in the first place. Condom broke and we talked about plan B. But now when you decided to make the decision for me, and only because of what had happened to me in the cycle that we see going on, so the cycle between the moms, I ain't want to do that for my children. So I decided, you know what? Let me step up as a dad and let me go ahead and do this whole thing. Because I don't want the cycle to repeat itself. But you know how many women today are choosing to repeat the same cycle over and over again. You are selfish. You are doing it to your children, and your children are going to be fucked up.
Nobody told Darren anything either. He too lives at home with his mother.
Both of them young, both of them being...
So who told Darren? Who told Darren? Darren, listen, son, watch who you fuck. Hey, Darren, you know what? Yo, strap up. I don't care what she says. Strap up. Hey, Darren, you know what? Make sure that you get your stuff together so that if you do have this child, or when you do have this child, you can take care of it. But you have to also realize that at the end of the day, that there are some women who are going to say, this is my child, my body. And then you might have to deal with the consequences of not being able to see that child or having to be with a combative woman because she doesn't really want you. She wanted your seed. She wanted the look of you in her own image. Let me make a man in my own image. Y'all making these real nice guys who at the end of the day are getting really fucked over by these women and don't understand why your sons can't give you grandkids. Grandmas. Just saying.
honest about their situation. Neither one of them had guidance from a man, but they're in their 50s now, so hopefully they gave more direction to their bloodline so that they could break those patterns. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. We're living in a day and age.
So let's get these comments in my comments, right, as well as hers. Well, let's get these in my comments. Let's just talk. Let's have this conversation about what's really going on nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to the bottom of this because I have children that I have to think about. Now, y'all might not want to think about it. Y'all want to be boss chicks. Y'all niggas want to be boss dudes and have nothing. It's fine with me. But at the end of the day, when I die, my children have to sit there and go on in society. And I want to make sure that there's valuable options for both of them. If not, me and my son be going to Ethiopia. Might even take my daughters to Ethiopia. Teach them how to live in the East. Because obviously out here on this side of town, I'm not saying every woman, because there are certainly women who I've met who are really good. They're really nice women. But now, I mean, not nice. They're really good, kind, gentle, caring, loving, sweet women. But now the question is, do you understand your nature enough to know that if somebody who you want to be with, and definitely somebody who wants to be with you and you don't want to be with them, it's a problem. 50% of marriages right now in America happen in divorce. Out of that, in the black community, I'm not going to speak about the other ones, just the black ones, between 70 and 80% of them are fired by women. And then besides getting married, now they're like, forget being married. Guess what? I'd rather have the car. So you know what people are doing? Look at the situation between Rihanna and I forgot his name right now. But somebody. But Rihanna got pregnant. But Rihanna's not married. She's a baby mama. Kylie Jenner, baby mama. Look at all of Nick Cannon's women, baby mamas. This is the culture now. You guys, it's sad. But then after you have that child by somebody else, then you want somebody else to come take care of that child. No. Not all men are going to do that. No. Don't get it twisted. I wouldn't mind talking to a female who has kids because I have kids myself. But then I also wouldn't mind talking to a female who doesn't have any kids so that I can have another child because I want more children. Feel me? But anyway, please like, please share, please comment. Please also donate to Be the Upgrade so that I can get better equipment so that I can post more videos up and get some content out there, all right?